in watching Anderson on tape, preparing for them, they're a fun group to prepare for. They're fun to watch. Other than being on the other sideline, they were fun to watch today. When I shook Coach's hand after the game, I said it must be a ton of fun coaching your team, and he says it is every day, and I'm envious because he's got a group. Here's what they've done. They understand how to win. They're all about winning. They don't care about all the individual stuff. They've had a chance in 2 years to win 4 conference championships, and they've won 4 conference championships. They won 2 regular season titles. They won 2 tournament titles. He's got good players. Their athleticism is well above board for that level. And our minds overall were so far away from what it was going to take to win tonight that, quite honestly, we should have lost the game. I mean, they beat us in every which way. We had some defensive goals that we wanted to reach. We were beating a lot of those by halftime. I think the one positive was how we started the game. I thought we came out to start the game the right way. We got baited into a bad shot that led into miscommunication in transition, gave up a 3. I think it's 13-5 around the 14-something minute mark. And I started substituting. I was kind of pleased, other than a play or two, with what we had going on. I started substituting, and it went downhill quickly, and that's really disappointing. But you can tell. I could tell watching them how good Anderson was, and like realistically, like we just beat Evansville by what, 40. This should have been another 40-point win, maybe less, because you might be playing more guys, and it took everything we had to win this game. We had no business. I believe in basketball gods, except for today, because if there was truly basketball gods, we'd have lost today. And so very disappointed in how I had this team prepared. I'll have to go back and look at the last couple days and see what I can do better from a preparation standpoint to get across to these guys what it takes to win, because I'm different than a lot of the guys in my locker room. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them, because when I first start looking at things, I point with the thumb. I don't point fingers. I point with the thumb first and go from there. And so we're going to have to evaluate why we played the way that we did today.
Those first half struggles, from what you saw in the first half, was it attitude, just simple mistakes? What was
it? Like the mind, like my coach, used to say, the mental is in physical is 4 is to 1, right? It's become a famous quote. There's T-shirts, all this stuff, and there's nothing more true when it comes to sports. I don't know what the Michigan-Alabama football game ended up with like today. I have no idea. But Michigan was well in hand early. Like, one team was ready to play, one team had already checked out. When we started making substitutions, and maybe it would have started if I never would have substituted. I don't know. But our mental approach to the game was so far from what it takes to be good. It's very disappointing. Very disappointing because, like how we played before Christmas. And quite honestly, when we came back from Christmas, our first practice was the best post-Christmas practice I've ever been a part of in 20-something years of coaching. Like, we had energy, we had juice, our minds were right. Like, normally it's sluggish, and you got to sweat the Christmas out of them. We didn't have that. We had a half of a poor practice in the last few days. And so, just disappointed because of, what we had done. Like, we started, 1-4, I think, when we went to Florida, and we get back to 500, so the MAC office will be happy. We're bowl eligible now. That's what they're concerned about. But we're a long way from being a good basketball team. We took a major step back today.
Do you have any idea what changed from that practice to today?
Yeah, I think we continue to fight some of the same things that we've fought all year.
Are you worried that you're still running into that issue
I'm really worried about it. And I'm really worried about it because it's older, more experienced guys. Now, I wouldn't say not mature, because the immaturity is what continues to lead to it. But like, we just don't have the mindset that it takes to win at this level consistently. It's too difficult for us. It's too hard to overcome some of our individual wants over what team needs are.
To both players, hearing your head coach saying you don't have the mindset it takes, what it takes to win right now consistently, what does that mean to you guys?
I feel like we just took a half a step backwards today. We was moving in the right direction. This game kind of set us back, but it's not going to hold us back. So we'll get it together. We got a few days for practice, and we'll be ready for the next game.
I think we just got ahead of ourselves, just not looking at the opponent the right way. But we're going to get back on track, and we're going to keep being in the gym, keep working, and then we're going to, conference plays about to start. We better pick it up.
I mean, how else do you explain the performance today? Like, we're top 30 in turnover percentage, like taking care of the basketball. You turn it over 16 times against a team that did not guard you. Like, how else do you explain that? I mean, there's some things that you just, it's disappointing. Like I said, I start with the thumb pointing at me. So, but like, you got to give Anderson credit, man. They've got the guy's been there 2 years, got a hell of a program. He's got guys that are about the right things, man. It was, like I said, it was fun to prepare for him.
You start MAC play on Saturday. Do you think this team is where it needs to be to start MAC?
Did you just watch that?
Yeah.
All right. What do you think?
Probably not.
I agree, 100%.
You play Kent State first to open MAC and they're 9-3, I believe, in non-con. Do you think that's a good test for this team?
I mean, we could go play in Anderson's league right now, and it'd be a good test. Look, man, like they were. You look at Kent State, and we talked to our guys about this. They're down 2 with 43 seconds to go against Heidelberg. Okay, and this is no disrespect to them, because obviously they got a good program. I'm from a German Catholic community in Jasper. I thought Heidelberg is a city in Germany. Okay, and they got a 2-point lead against Kent State with 43 seconds to go. And then Von Cameron Davis bangs in a 3, and they get some stuff down, and they win by 4. So like we're dealing. It just shows like how important your mental approach to how you compete is to anything else. And we're not where we need to be.
Yeah. Last thing for Peyton, you hit 1,000 points today. Congrats. Kind of what's that like to get to that part?
I never really thought, ever I'd score that much points. I don't even think about that ever anyway. But it's a cool, place to be. I'm going to take it. It's my last year, but we still got a lot more basketball to go.
It's a hell of an accomplishment, right? It's a hell of a accomplishment. He should be proud of it. I was third team All Big Ten player. I didn't score 1,000 points. So, he should be proud of it. It just shows that he put in a lot of work. He's about the right things. I don't think we win today without either one of these guys. Now, they both made mistakes throughout the game. They weren't as good as that they needed to be. But to score 1,000 points in a college career, is an accomplishment. So, kudos to him.
And last thing for players, what's your guys' mindset going into MAC play this Saturday?
We gotta get more hungry. Feel me? Like, we know who we finna play against, and it's like the real test is starting now. There's no more play, so we just gotta come with it every game.
MAC's 10 times worse than what we just seen today. Anyway, it's gonna be about every night, and we better, be there, every night.
That's the beauty of being a player. He's gonna roll into practice tomorrow, hey, we didn't lose, we won the game, we'll work to get better. That's the beauty of being these guys. They're not gonna stomach it and wake up in the middle of the night and think about this and think about, replay all the practices and the conversations you've had over the last 4 days. What was said to get us in this mind frame, all the different things that I'm going to try to wrestle with over the next 18 hours before we get back together. So that's the beauty of being a kid. But like I told him before the game, man, like I'm at a point in my life and my career, and I hope that these guys get to be around this game as long as they want to be around it. But you never get an opportunity to get this day back. So this is on your record for the rest of your life. You never get this opportunity back. And I think it's hard for young people to understand that. You know, otherwise they'd approach things differently. Like for me, like I've already been in their spot, right? And I had a game or two like this. And I'm also probably realistically over halfway done with my coaching career, right? And so you realize that the opportunities to compete and be a part of this game, you know, that's just one less. And so it means more. Your focus is more. You know, plus I've just been around it a lot longer. And you just try to share those stories and your experiences with these guys. Sometimes it takes hold, sometimes it doesn't. Obviously, what we tried to do the last few days coming back from Christmas did not take hold.